Hello everybody, if you're joining me for the first time, my name's Laura and I like books. If you're joining me once again, thank you very much for rejoining me. Today I have actually finished a book yesterday. I finished Dove by Paisley Hope. This is the second book in the Soldiers of Bedlam series, the first one being Wolf. This is actually set before Wolf, which came out first. This is the second book, but it follows a couple that we've already met. This is going back before book number one, and this follows Layla and Sean. Not gonna lie, I finished the book last night and I rated it 3 stars, so I've got a few issues with it. So this one follows them, and we already know when we met them the first time round in the first book, they were actually getting married, and this is how the main characters in the first one actually got to know each other, because the main character in the first one was friends and grew up with Layla, the main character in this story. They're a fun couple, but I do have issues with this book overall. Last night I rated it a 3, but the more I've come to think about it, I'd probably put it as a low 3, high 2. On the surface, this story's got a lot of promise. It's got a lot that you think you're going to be able to get into. So Layla's mum and dad were murdered a couple of years ago. She never found out who did it. She just knows that they're part of a biker gang. This story is pretty much insta-lust, insta-love. You would think with a premise like her mum got murdered, never got justice for it, he was from a biker gang, meets the guy in a biker gang, you'd think there'd be more to it, more meat, more teeth. I mean, it's set in a biker gang world, but they don't really seem to, it's very surface level. They don't, it doesn't really seem to want to dig in there and make it a real dark read, because I think this needs to be darker than what it is. So Sean is he's almost like, at this point I don't think he is second in command. He's sort of like one of the enforcers or whatever they call them in this biker gang, and it's instant connection. He instantly likes her, pretty much drops everything the minute that she enters the room. I kind of thought they were going to play up the whole, there'd be a bit more pushback with regard to this relationship, because it's kind of stated that she's got traumas from obviously her parents being murdered by someone from a biker gang, then meeting a biker gang. This one, it was kind of a big nothing burger. It seems harsh. I mean, I know it's not that long a story, and the characters, they were fine, but I don't think there was really enough in this story to warrant these two getting a book. So straight away you're going in on the back foot, because you know right from the off that these two get a happy ending, because we've already met them in the first book. They've got married, they're happy, it's all great. I was kind of wanting a little bit more tension, a little bit more pushback from these characters when they met each other, because he, as a male character, my issue with, well, the hero in the first book, Wolf, he was a weirdo trophy collector. Somebody commented to me that yes, you are probably going to prefer Sean. Fact, because he's very possessive, drops and does everything for Layla, but he's not a weirdo trophy collector, so that's a point in his favour. But it almost feels like there's something a little bit seedy, and not even in a biker gang dark romance kind of way. She almost feels like a little bit of a kind of like a gold digger, because I don't know, I mean, that might be a bit too harsh, but within 24 hours of him meeting her, he pays for her tuition. So it's set out from the off that she's having to work a couple of jobs. She's wanting to be a physiotherapist, and she is working her nods off to pay for tuition and whatnot. She's living in her parents' house, but things are hard. School is expensive, and within 24 hours of him meeting her, whether she knows he's paid her tuition, I don't know, I feel like you get notified of that kind of thing, pays her tuition. She's a little bit dense, because he does actually take the mum's car that she's got, so she's taking the bus because the mum's car's off the road, takes that without her knowing. She doesn't acknowledge it until he rocks back up with it and it's all freshly painted, singing and dancing grand. And you just think, if he wasn't good looking, if he looked more like Tig from Sons of Anarchy rather than Jax Teller, I feel like there'd be a lot more pushback from this chick. But I feel like it would have been a more interesting story if there was a bit more tension, if it wasn't a given that she was just going to be like, okay. So, you know, he is very forceful and he does totally barges his way into her life. And she's cool with it. One, because he's very good looking. One, because he's incredibly financially well off. He is making her life very, very easy by just coming in and being willing to pay for anything. I mean, even her brother meets him once. He's like, oh, I'm not sure about this, because this gang is supposed to be like notorious. They're supposed to be like real, you know, problem people in this town, but they're actually good guys. That everybody gets on board with them really easily. And I just think that's fine, but it's not interesting because everything just felt easy. So, I mean, like horror movies before, they'll moan that everything's really convenient. So you'll come up against problems and it's all like, oh, it's okay because we've got car keys there. Oh, but the car won't start. Oh, it's okay, but we've got everything. Kind of felt like there was just a real easy resolution. And even the mystery of them trying to find who killed her mum and dad, that's going on in the background. It doesn't really go on of anything. There's nothing significant. You know, there's nothing really that is of interest. And it's, I mean, that would be their main story arc. It doesn't even really come up for Layla as a main character. It doesn't really seem to touch the sides or become an issue because she's so wrapped up in her new relationship. She doesn't really come across as a very dynamic heroine because of how easily she just folds and gets on board with everything. You know, there was nothing really to her as a character. It's all very flimsy. It's all very, like, say, surface level, which I'm like, it feels like there was an opportunity to come up with a real tense, gritty story where we could have seen some real pushback between these two getting together. Instead, they didn't do that. I feel like this book feels like an opportunity missed. So even the whole, when the storyline gets resolved with her mom's killer, it's all just very easy. It's like, oh, this guy's rocked up. Oh, it's okay because he's here to save the day. Oh, it's okay, they've solved it. It just, like, I enjoyed reading the story and I got through it really quickly. Like I say, when I initially read it, it was like a soft 3. But the more you think about it, you're like, nothing of significance really happens in this book because it's like, they meet, he likes her, she's like, oh no, he's a biker person, oh no, they killed my mum and dad, oh, it's okay, we're together, engaged. No tension, no. It was almost like boring chemistry. They have boring chemistry because of how we know how this is going to resolve. It's all wrapped up in a nice little bow. They didn't really need to have their own book at all. Even a girl that's potentially coming in to try and get with the main guy, even that get resolved in like half a chapter. She's just comes in, oh, you know, I kind of like you. Oh no, he's my man. Blah blah blah. Done. You know, there was just not a lot to really get your teeth into with this one. So this was a disappointing read, and I don't think this is a series that I will reread. I'm going to finish it off. Hopefully the next one's good, but I just hope it's not another one where it's set up where you've got the potential for real things to get your teeth into, but it's just insta-lust. They're married by the end. There's nothing really to think about with it. Insta-love is fine, but everything was just so convenient that this was boring. So this one, it just wasn't for me. We'll see how we go with the next one, but I think as a series as a whole, if you're going to read something in this world, this wouldn't be my first choice. I'd want something with a bit more grit, a bit more intensity, almost like you've got to ramp up the thriller elements, I think, in things like this. And it was set up to be a real deep, dark mystery between the two, and it wasn't there. It wasn't there. So I don't think these were the characters to get a story. maybe, I mean, it doesn't help that we already knew the end of their story before we even got into this one. So I think this one, in order to make it better, because we knew they were going to end up as a couple, it needed to be a real rocky journey to get there in order for this to be interesting and be worthy of being its own book. So on the whole, this was a miss for me. But you know, you win some, you lose some, and unfortunately this one just, it wasn't for me. If you loved it, let me know. Hopefully the next read is better, and I'll see you on the next one.